Harris and Trump tied in 2024 presidential poll. Trump plans to use tariff hikes and tax incentives to lure foreign companies to the U.S. if he wins the presidency in November. As part of a series of swing state engagements, the Republican presidential nominee spoke at a Savannah rally on Tuesday. He promised a Pennsylvania crowd on Monday night that if re-elected, he will protect women who will no longer be thinking about abortion. After the former president hyped immigration at the Indiana gathering, "Send them back" erupted. Kamala Harris told Wisconsin Public Radio that she supports eliminating the Senate filibuster to enshrine Roe v. Wade abortion safeguards. Today's Quinnipiac University survey has the candidates tied among likely voters, while the latest Reuters poll puts Harris up 6 points nationally. A CNN poll showed Harris at 48% and Trump with 47% in a stunningly close contest. Can Harris defeat Trump? Recent polls. Candidates are gearing up for a frantic final 6 weeks before Election Day. The needle can swing either way. How will Harris and Trump perform in November? Be patriotic. State Republican Party chairs back Kamala Harris for president. 3 former Maine Republican Party chairs enthusiastically endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris in the fight against former President Donald Trump, joining hundreds of Republicans and former GOP administration officials. Robert Monks, Ken Cole, and Ted O'Mara announced it in a Bangor Daily News op-ed. Trump criticizes Jimmy Fallon's Dying Tonight show amid late-night cuts. Trump again called Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, and Stephen Colbert unfunny and said their talk shows are all dying. In his latest Pennsylvania rally on Monday, September 23, the former president, 78, made the disparaging remarks. During her Democratic National Convention speech weeks ago, Vice President Kamala Harris shared advice from her mother Shyamala Gopalan Harris. "Never do anything half-assed," she replied. That is a precise quote. Her Tuesday statement to Wisconsin Public Radio that she would eliminate the filibuster to restore Roe v. Wade abortion rights seemed to contradict that virtue. That would imply eliminating the filibuster exclusively for reproductive access, not other matters, Ms. released Capitol writer, say prosecutors. Justice Department prosecutors said in a court filing this week that the Federal Bureau of Prisons wrongfully freed an Iowa man before he finished his 30-month sentence for storming the Senate chamber during a mob's attack on the Capitol. Last Thursday, an appeals court overturned one of Cedar Rapids' Leo Christopher Kelly's January 6, 2021, riot convictions. Giuliani must pay firm that investigated his finances and thrown bankruptcy case. Despite Giuliani's request to cut the sum by about $80,000, a bankruptcy judge determined Tuesday that the cash-strapped former mayor must pay $300,000 to a consultancy hired to probe his finances. More than a month after his Chapter 11 bankruptcy case was dismissed, Giuliani and Global Data Risk, GDR, a firm hired by his creditors to probe his finances, continue to fight. The dismissal ruling mandates the former mayor to reimburse the firm's expenditures, but he disputed the amount.